Hola estudiantes felt it necessary to represent the Chiefs as they got a nice victory this afternoon against the Jets. So, that being said, let's get started with our Spanish notes. All right. Our focus for today is going to be over the uses of the preterite and the imperfect. We've worked with them separately on their focused on their conjugations, a little bit about their meaning, but not much. So we're really going to work and solidify when to use them. All right, so first let's talk about el preterito, the preterite. All right, so one of the reasons we use the preterite is to describe an action or a series of actions completed in the past. Okay, so a specific action or a series of actions. For example, aquel día Pedro fue a la playa y jugó al voleibol playero. So that day, Pedro went to the beach and played beach volleyball. So again, a specific action or a series of actions that are done over with. So we're talking about that day, those two things took place. Okay. All right. So we've got some keywords here. And you've seen these last year, so we'll just freshen up on them a little bit. Ayer means yesterday. Anoche, last night. Anteayer, the day before yesterday. Una vez, once. Esta mañana, this morning. El fin de semana pasado, last weekend. El verano pasado, last summer. El lunes pasado, last Monday. And then we've talked about this a little bit, that hace, and then we give a time, we're talking about ago. So hace 3 días would be 3 days ago. Okay? So our imperfect tense, our preterite tense is pretty simple in that it's specifically an action or an action's completed in the past. Boom, done. Okay. So el imperfecto. Use the imperfect tense for ongoing actions or states of being in the past without focusing on their beginning or end. Always use the imperfect to say what time it was or what the weather was like in the past. Okay, so in any time we're talking about the time or the weather, boom, done. We know we're going to use the imperfect tense. All right, so here's an example. Elena siempre iba a la playa cuando hacía buen tiempo. So Elena always, siempre, always, so that's that idea of an ongoing action. Used to go to the beach when the weather was nice. All right, so ongoing action, and then we have talking about one of our weather phrases. Okay. All right, so then of course we've got some keywords here. So todos los días, every day. Muchas veces, many times. Los fines de semana, on the weekend. So again, notice that's indicating that it's more than one. A veces, sometimes. Generalmente, generally. Again, no specific time. De vez en cuando means once in a while. Cada fin de semana means each week. Nunca is kind of like the opposite of siempre, which is never. Raramente or rara vez means rarely. En el pasado, generally in the past. Siempre is always, and a menudo means often. So notice that these keywords are kind of more over, they're over a period of time. There's kind of no specific, it wasn't 3 weekends. It wasn't each week, or it wasn't 1 week or 2 weeks. Ooh, struggle there. But it was each week. So again, those ongoing actions. Last year we talked about thinking about when we were using the imperfect tense, a bouncy ball. You don't just throw a bouncy ball and it goes once and stops. Nope, it keeps going until it kind of dies out. And then with the preterite tense, we think of a stop sign. When you go to a stop sign, what do you have to do? Come to a complete stop. So use those visuals to help you out when you're trying to figure out, okay, well, is it the preterite tense or the imperfect tense? All right, so here's an opportunity for you to stop and practice. So I want you to hit pause right now, read through these 5 questions, and then circle if it's preterite or an imperfect. If we would use preterite or an imperfect based on the information in the sentence. Okay, hit pause and do so now. All right, time to review our answers. All right, number 1, we've got a keyword here. What's our keyword? Our keyword is ayer, which means yesterday. So then we are going to use the preterite tense. Ayer nos perdimos en el camino hacia la playa que nos recomendó Roberto. So yesterday we got lost on the way towards the beach that Roberto recommended to us. All right, número dos. En la playa de siempre, los niños jugaron mucho. Jugaban or jugaron mucho. Our answer would be jugaban because we've got siempre, and then we also have our word mucho, so it indicates that it happened more than once. It was ongoing. Antes, nosotros conducíamos or condujeron nuestra casa rodante a la playa. Our answer would be here conducíamos because before, so something again continuous, before we used to drive our RV to the beach. Again, ongoing. Esta playa está más cerca. Ayer nos tomaba 30 minutos para llegar. Again, notice here since we've got a specific time, 30 minutos, and we've got our keyword ayer, then we're going to use the preterite tense. Again, completed, boom, done. Cuando veníamos de regreso, los niños nos dijeron que no se divirtieron tanto. All right. And again, generally speaking, whenever we're using the verb decir to describe something that someone said, then we're going to use the preterite tense. Again, they said that they did not have as much fun. Okay, so let's see here. Yes, continuing on. So when we've got the preterite and imperfect in the same sentence. All right, so here's the deal, folks. It's not like they are just completely separate. We can only use the imperfect in one sentence and the preterite in the other. Nay. We can use them interchangeably, or not interchangeably, but we can use them in the same sentence. So, use the imperfect to tell what was going on in the background. So we've got that idea of that background information. Okay? And then we use the preterite for an interrupting action or like the main event, the thing that happened. So let's look at some examples. Yo nadaba cuando Pedro llegó a la playa. So I was swimming, background information, whatever was going on, and then you've got an interrupting action. Pedro llegó, Pedro arrived to the beach. Excuse me. So oftentimes our verbs like llegar are going to be in the preterite tense because it's a one-time action, arrived. All right, let's see here. We've got, oh, that's awkward. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Your next step, notice on your notes, we did an example right here, and then you've got more practice. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go over this practice right now, and then I want you to write in the correct form of if it would be the preterite or an imperfect and what the correct form would be. And then we're going to go to the answers in class. So I'm going to be checking to make sure that you've got this section filled out. All right. This is your opportunity to really say, okay, I think I'm starting to get a handle on it, or I still need some extra work. All right. So thoughtfully do these 5 sentences. There's not much, but I want you to really process through them and do your best. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions, and go Chiefs.